What's up YouTubers, Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys and talking about a hidden and costly problem with new Honda vehicles and their engines. This is a issue that you're going to have to deal with over and over again, and it has to do with their gasoline direct injection systems. If you guys are new to my channel, please do me a favor and click the subscribe and notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright, let's get to this one. Okay, so I'm in the middle of tearing this thing down to fix this costly problem that I had estimated at the dealer. And what that issue is this. What's that, Johnny? This is one of your fuel injectors on the gasoline direct system. Now, fuel injectors are what sprays the gas into your engine to keep it running. And the difference between regular fuel injection and gasoline direct is that these are going straight into the head. They're not going in through the intake manifold, they're going straight into the engine. And the problem with that is these can lead to a lot of carbon buildup on the ends of the injectors, which will clog them up, and it'll lead to not being able to get enough gas out of the tips, which can lead to your car running really lean. And the main symptom of this is you'll probably hit engine code on your car. You may have all the lights light up, all your engine code lights and all the dash lights light up, and then it might even send your car into limp mode, which will lower the speed. It'll kind of dog down, and you'll only be able to go maybe 40-50 miles an hour in that range. And that's because this isn't spraying enough gas, so it'll send it into limp mode so that you don't damage your engine by running it too lean with not enough gas. So that's a good thing. But the issue is these problems are happening as low as 50,000 miles and regularly between 75 and 150 that these are having to be changed. And now Honda is not covering these unless you're still in your original warranty. You can fight it, and I do recommend fighting it if you're out of warranty. You'll have to take your car into the dealership to get evaluated. That usually costs around $200. Talk to the service manager before if you've had these symptoms, because it's probably going to be that. You can read the code on the engine, which is going to be a P0301, P0302, P0303, or 304. The last number is just going to correlate to which cylinder on the motor that injector is going to. And then now, even though you're only throwing maybe one code for the injector, you will need to replace all 4 injectors. And since you have to take the valve cover off, most likely you'll need to replace that. And that's another issue. Valve covers on these have all been leaking. This one started leaking within a couple years, so I don't know what's going on with that, but that's another widespread issue that I've heard as well. Luckily, valve cover job on its own is not very much of a big deal. I will go ahead and put some links down in the description to some new injectors, as well as all the other parts you're going to need for this job, and all the tools that I use for you guys too. But like I said, you're going to want to fight with them to get this covered if you're out of warranty. You can call Honda corporate as well and try and get a goodwill claim. Now with that goodwill claim, sometimes you can have them do the work and then file the claim after to try and get reimbursed, or you can try and get them to pay first. I would recommend trying that first. You have to get that diagnosis first either way, but it's always better to try and get them to cover it first. If you have to, go ahead and do that and then fight them. A lot of people have been getting it covered at least half, you know, maybe either labor or the parts. So maybe they cover 1,000 of the job. Hey, that's better than nothing, but you definitely want to fight this issue and let them know that Johnny sent you and that this is a widespread issue that's going on all over the board. But the main issue is this shouldn't be happening as low as 50 to 100,000 miles. These should last 200 plus. The problem is, since they're gasoline direct, they have a chance to build up a lot more carbon on the end. Let me show you a brand new one right here. See this tip right here? It's got tiny little holes right in the middle where the gas is going to spray out at a very high pressure. Let me find the worst one here. There it is right there. So this was probably number 3 because I checked them all. This was the one that was throwing the P0303 code right here on the right. Now you can see the difference in those. This one's totally carboned up, and there's only maybe 6 or so holes on the new one in the middle. This one looks like it's maybe only showing 2 or 3 because they're all carboned up. Now you may be thinking, is that carbon caused by running bad gas? It's possible some of it is caused by running cheap gas that's not top tier, that doesn't have the additives in it, but most of it is just because of the design. So I would recommend always using at least top tier rated gas. You can go online and find out which stations are. Chevron is good. You can also add some Chevron Techron to your gas tank about once or every twice between oil changes, 1 or 2 times. That will help, but I think it's gonna happen no matter what, just because of the design of that direct injection. And now you would say, Johnny, that doesn't seem like such a big deal. Just replace your injectors every 100,000 miles. Well, what they don't tell you is it costs a lot of money to do that. It's about a $2,000 job at the dealership, and you could do it yourself, which I am doing, but it is very labor intensive because of the positioning of these fuel injectors. That's the valve cover on top. This is the intake manifold, and that all has to be removed to get to them back here. There's your fuel rail right here where the injectors go. The injectors go in a series of holes right here in the cylinder head. The only way to access those is by removing these parts. It takes quite a bit of time. So like I said, it's about a $1,500 to $2,000 job, maybe more depending where you live, and you're gonna deal with it if you have one of these gasoline direct Honda engines. This is a CR-V 2017. This has the 2.4 liter engine, but it's also on the 1.5 liter turbo, which is in pretty much everything nowadays from Honda. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. If you haven't bought one, something to think about. If you have bought one, something to think about as well, because most likely you're going to be dealing with this issue, and I want you to be prepared when that issue arises. So I would definitely fight it, number one. If you can't get them to cover it, maybe try it yourself. I'm making a video on it to do it, so you can check that out. So maybe you guys want to look somewhere else and know that Honda isn't really ratifying this problem. They haven't really said anything about it. I fought with them about this, and they go, oh no, we haven't heard of any problems with that. But if you go online and you check the forums, you check YouTube, you check Reddit, there's a lot of people who've had this issue. This is a widespread issue. I know every vehicle has its problems, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything I may have missed or you think I've gotten wrong, go ahead and put some comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Thanks for watching Johnny DIY. Keep on doing it yourself, and I hope you guys don't run into this issue. All right, take care.